Hi, thank you so much for joining me on your mat today for yoga. This is Yoga with Yoda, or Yoga with Joan Bossy. I'm Joan, and this is our 7-year-old Frenchie Yoda. He likes to sit in the background and practice with me, at least listen to my voice when I'm practicing. So today we have a shorter practice for you that will be gentle, but also a really good stretch for your entire body. Also, anytime I do yoga, it brings me into the present moment. It slows me down. And the effect of yoga, bringing the mind and the body together, really slows me down for the rest of the day. I feel like I am more present and almost like I can pause before I react to something, verbally, physically, mentally. And I really think yoga allows me to hit that pause button. So hopefully that does that for you today. So let's begin. We're going to come to a comfortable seated position on the mat. And as soon as you arrive, just let your sits bones, those hip bones, you can kind of feel them underneath you. Let them start to sink into the ground. Feel the mat supporting you, the earth below your mat, supporting your mat and you. And let your head, the crown of your head, reach up towards the ceiling. Maybe a gentle lift in your chest, roll your shoulders up and back and down. And maybe close your eyes as you just come to breathe for a few minutes here. Maybe one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. And as you breathe, feel the chest, ribs, and belly rise on the inhale. And the ribs, chest, and belly pull back towards the spine on your exhales. Just notice the feel of the mat beneath your feet and where it touches your skin. Notice any sounds in your room nearby. Notice any sounds in the distance. Feeling the temperature of the air on your skin in the room. Maybe it's warmer or cooler. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose, filling up the lungs, and a long deep exhale out. Do it again, second time inhaling. Allowing your exhale to be as long as your inhales. And then letting your breath return to normal. Thinking about why you tuned into yoga today. What is it you need from yoga? You can set your intention now. Maybe it's just a positive word. And whatever that is, I wish that for you too. Taking another couple breaths here. And then letting the eyes begin to float open if they were closed. We'll bring the arms up on the inhale, reaching out of the waist. Hands come together and sending the palms away from you. We'll inhale up, exhaling the arms out, tenting the fingers of the left hand as we bring the right arm up on the inhale. Stretching overhead, reaching with the fingertips. Sending the arm back down. We'll do the other side, lifting that left arm. Reaching. And sending that arm down. We'll continue a motion here of the right arm reaching overhead. Coming back down. left arm. And we'll do that one more time. Right arm. Coming back down, and then the left arm, last time. Good. We'll bring the arms out in front, crawling the fingers out, letting the head drop any amount, and the shoulders. Taking a few breaths here. Maybe noticing a stretch in the lower back, the torso, the hips. And we'll begin to walk our fingers back, coming back up. Bringing our hands to our knees, palms up. Take a breath here. In and out. We'll take our arms up to the sky on our inhale. Sending our left hand to our right knee. Right fingers behind as we use the waist muscles to twist over to the right. Relaxing the face as we breathe here. And then we'll come back, doing the other side, inhaling up. And right hand to the left knee, fingers propped behind, using those waist muscles. Feeling a gentle twist to begin here. And we'll come back to the center, coming to our hands and knees, setting ourselves up with the wrists under our shoulders, knees about hips width distance apart. We'll drop that belly on the inhale, lifting the chin for cow, and then exhaling to cat, rounding the spine, belly and chin pulling. Finding cat and cow on your own, flowing at your own pace. We'll take a couple more rounds. And continuing that breath as you move from each pose or asana today. Finishing up your last cat-cow, and then coming to a neutral spine. We'll take that right leg behind, coming to the ball of the right foot as we reach back with the heel, stretching that calf muscle. Maybe bending and straightening that right leg to open up that calf muscle a few times. And then we'll begin to lift the right back leg through the inner thigh, reaching away from the body with that heel, flexing the foot as we add the left arm for a balance here, reaching in opposite directions, really feeling almost like a traction here, one sending the arm one way and the leg the other. And you can stay right here, dropping the arm or leg at any time, or you can begin to draw the elbow in towards the knee and exhaling back out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We'll take two more. Inhaling and exhaling. Reaching. Last one. Reaching, dropping the hand, dropping the knee back down. We'll reach forward with the hands, pulling back into child's pose. Hips pull back. And gently letting the head release down any amount. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't. Maybe arms are more active or forearms drop for a more restful child's. Two more breaths. Nice back stretch. We'll come back up to our hands and knees. We'll bring the left leg out, ball of the left foot on the ground, reaching with the heel. I'll just turn around so you can see me, and bending that knee a few times, stretching that calf muscle at your own pace. Really listening to your body as we practice today. Good. And when you're finished with that, we'll draw through the inner thigh, the left leg up, and heel reaches out, foot is flexed, adding that right arm for a balance here. Really reaching, keeping that eye gaze on the ground, maybe a little bit in front of you. Really reaching and stretching here. And on the next breath, you can join me, bringing your elbow towards your knee, crunching in and really using those ab muscles. Inhaling and exhaling. 3 more times. Inhale and exhale. And 1 more. And exhale back out. Really feeling the ab muscles activated here as we reach, supporting our inner core. We'll drop the hand and the knee, opening up those legs, knee, hip, mats width apart as we reach back into a wide knee child's pose. We'll take a couple more breaths here, grounding ourselves. Maybe revisiting our intention. Coming back up. We're on our hands and knees and tabletop. We'll turn those toes under. Begin to feel those knees lift. And you can stay here or go right up to downward dog. We're going to work that core a little bit here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll reach up with those hips nice and high. Sending those heels back into a beautiful downward dog. And maybe the knees are very bent, or maybe they're beginning to open. You can begin to pedal the legs, bending one knee and then the other. Stretching those calf muscles yet again. And you can continue this motion or come to stillness. 2 more breaths. Chest is reaching for those thighs. Heels are reaching back, pushing into the mat with the fingers and the thumb. Good. And on the next breath, we'll lift that right leg straight, bending that knee, opening up that hip so the heel comes towards the glute muscle. And your next inhale, we'll straighten that leg. Inhale. Exhale it through, letting the left knee come down, reaching up with the arms, feeling the front and the back, top of the back foot grounding us on the floor as we lift here. We'll drop that right arm, leaning a little to the right, opening up that psoas muscle deep in the hip. Arms reach up, inhale. Exhaling those hands, framing the foot. And we'll send the left leg forward, coming to a halfway lift. Hands can stay on the ground or on the shins for a flat back inhale. Exhale, fold. And then we'll rise, bending the knees generously as we reach up. Exhaling the hands to the heart. Breath here, in and out. And then we'll bend those knees, reverse swan dive up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stepping back to plank. You can stay in high plank or knees can be down. Nice long line of energy from the crown of the head to the heels. Inhale here. Exhale all the way to the ground. Hands come to the side ribs as we use the back muscles to come to cobra. Inhale and exhale. Letting ourselves come back down. Take this 2 more times. Using those back muscles to lift any amount. Inhaling last time and exhaling down. And For this last time, you can lift the chest any amount, baby cobra or higher cobra, or even upward dog, straightening those elbows, knees lift if you're in upward, and then exhaling to our downward dog. You can go ahead and bend one knee and then the other, or come to stillness. 2 more breaths. Really feeling the back stretching here, or maybe you feel it in your legs. On the next breath, we'll lift that left leg this time, bending that knee. Heel comes to the glute muscles. The knee gently reaches up, opening up that hip. We'll straighten that leg on the inhale. Exhaling through, right knee comes down. Inhale, reach. Nice, strong lifting of the abs and the pelvis here as we reach up. Dropping that left arm, reach over to this left, if that feels good for you. And then allowing the arms to reach back up. Inhale, exhale, framing that foot. We'll draw the back leg forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and we rise, reaching up. Exhaling the hands to the heart. Breath in and out. And then we'll go again, reaching up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We'll take a step back to plank. Inhale. Exhale. Finding our back bend of choice. Inhale. And finding downward dog. Beautiful. Right leg lifts on the inhale. Exhale it through, coming to high lunge. We're on the ball of the left foot. Right knee is bent over the ankle. Hip bones are as forward as possible as we reach with the arms. Another breath here. Beautiful. We'll transition to warrior 2. Front heel bisecting the back foot. We'll flip the front palm, reaching up, opening up our front body to reverse warrior. Another breath here. Beautiful. We'll come back to warrior 2, transitioning to our side angle pose. So forearm across the thigh, lightly rest as we open up that shoulder. Open up that left side of the chest towards the sky. You can also come down on a book or a block with your hand, coming into a lower version of side angle pose. Totally up to you. Where you are today is perfect. Take another breath here in this beautiful pose. Switching back to our beautiful warrior 2. Straightening that front leg for triangle, reaching so we can't go anymore. Dropping that right arm, reach up with the left, opening up the chest muscles towards the sky as we gently have a soft bend in the front knee. We'll transition on our next inhale and exhale to reverse triangle. We'll take another breath in reverse triangle. Finding warrior 2. Gently bringing the arms forward, framing that front foot. We'll find plank. We'll take a flow, or you can meet me in downward dog. Inhale, exhale down. Finding our back bend of choice. Inhale, exhale to that beautiful downward dog. Breath here. And on the next breath, we'll lift that left leg this time. Exhaling through, finding high lunge with the right ball of the back foot. Front knee over ankle as we reach with the arms, Feeling a nice stretch in the body as we come down low enough to challenge ourselves, yet stay balanced. Beautiful. Really feeling the beauty of this pose as we press into the legs, drawing the inner thighs almost together as we activate those legs. We'll transition to Warrior Two on the next exhale. So back foot turns out almost parallel with the mat as we reach forward, taking a look over the middle fingers, flipping that front palm, opening up the front body. Inhale and exhale. Another breath here. And we'll find our way back to Warrior Two. Coming to our side angle pose. Either staying right here with your left arm across that thigh lightly, or coming down further to challenge yourself. Another breath in side angle. And then we'll come back to our Warrior Two, getting ready for triangles, straightening the front leg, kicking that right hip back as we reach, and drop that right arm, letting it land on the shin, the floor, a book, a block, as the opposite arm reaches up, opening up the chest muscles, getting a nice stretch here. Maybe you're looking up or head is neutral, or even looking down if the neck is sore today. But wherever you are, relax that neck, relax that face. As best as possible, try to soften something. And then we'll flip into our reverse beautiful triangle. Couple breaths here. Feeling an opening of the side body here as we push into the floor with both feet, activating those legs. We'll come back to our Warrior Two. Sometimes I like to flip my palms up to get my arms better even as best as possible. We'll draw the arms forward, cartwheeling, framing that foot, coming to plank, or going right to downward dog. Inhale, exhale down. Finding the transition, inhale, and finding downward dog or child's pose. Good, 2 more breaths. And then we'll bend those knees, hopping lightly or walking to the front of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale, exhale, fold. And we'll stay in our fold for 3 breaths. And you can grab the first 2 big toes with your first 2 index fingers. Inhaling, the arms straight. And you can have the knees bent as you stand up. Exhaling, your elbows to the side as your legs begin to straighten, or they can stay bent as you draw the chest towards those upper thighs a little more, towards those legs a little more. And continuing to breathe in whatever position you're in, doing the best you can. We'll let go of those toes if we had them. We'll bend those knees. We'll rise, reaching out of the waist, grounding the feet into the floor as we inhale the hands to the heart. Taking a breath here. We'll bring the feet to the side of the mat for Malasana as we begin to come down into Malasana, finding garland pose, or also known as squat pose. We'll stay here and breathe, feeling the weight of gravity, drawing the tailbone down, chest gently, subtly lifts, opening up those hips, letting those elbows help open those hips a little bit. Beautiful. One more breath in and out. And if your mind ever wanders, you notice thoughts coming in, just come back to that inhale or even focusing just on the exhale, whatever works for you, but come back to this present moment. Good. We're going to drop ourselves back down onto the mat gently. We're going to let those legs begin to open up, finding our sits bones grounded down. We're going to take a little walk with our fingertips out, letting ourselves just sink with gravity. And again, maybe it's just a little lean forward. Maybe it's a bigger lean, or maybe it feels good to release down a little more. But finding what level you're at, that's so important. Finding where you feel a stretch. Not too much, but finding that balance. 3 breaths here. Sometimes, if you're kind of in between, you can always take a block or a book and have your head resting on it or your hands. Again, see if you can soften your face. Allowing your breath to move in and out of your body. And then beginning to come back towards the center with the sits bones. Taking a hold of the inner thigh area, drawing the legs in. You can bring those feet together. Heels can be close to the body or a little farther away if that's more comfortable for you. You can take hold of the feet, the ankles. Inhale and gently exhale, keeping that long spine as you come down, leading with the heart, reaching out. And once you have that long spine, you can gently drop that head lightly as you release into the pose, breathing, but continuing to draw the chest forward. We'll take another full breath here in butterfly. Finding our way back up. Beautiful. We'll come over to the side, bringing our legs in one of 3 positions, either holding the backs of our thighs in boat, activating that core. You can have your hands by your sides, level 2, or even straighten the legs. We'll let that core do the work here. We'll take a few breaths here. And if you'd like to challenge yourself further, you can come down to lower boat and then back to upper boat a few times. Finding what works for you. Maybe your knees are bent and you're dropping one at a time here. We'll take another full breath in and out. Beautiful. Coming back, take a breath here. We'll begin to come back down onto our backs, drawing the knees into the chest, maybe a slight rock from side to side. Coming to stillness as we let the right leg go long, drawing that left, holding the back of the thigh, even the shin if that's better for you, as we hold that knee in. Take a couple breaths here, and if this is too much for that long leg, you can bend it with the sole of the foot on the floor. From here, taking the outside sole of the foot, allowing that knee to bend a little bit. Taking a breath in and out in half happy baby. Opening the hip, sending the breath there. Beautiful. We'll let that go, drawing both knees in. Maybe rocking from side to side or a gentle stillness. From here, left leg goes long as we hold the back of the right thigh, bending the knee, drawing that knee in, drawing that knee a little closer, maybe flexing the foot to increase the stretch. And I want you to imagine your breath flowing in towards your hip, And then all the tension releasing out. And as you practice today, maybe you'll notice some feelings may come in. And they may stay a while or they may leave and other feelings come in. But you're like the blue sky that stays the same. And maybe the thoughts are like clouds coming in and out. But you're the stable backdrop that really is always there. And then we'll release that. Let that knee bending, reaching for that ankle, then that foot with the right hand, taking half happy baby here. Bending that knee, breath in and out here. Left sits bone is on the ground. Left leg can be bent or long. Another breath in and out to that hip. Beautiful. And we'll release that foot, drawing both knees in. Arms come out to a T. We're going to take those bent knees and just let them begin to drop down to the left as we look over to the right. That doesn't hurt your neck. You can always look up. I like to place my left hand on my thigh. It's not weighted hard or anything, but just gentle, almost like an anchor there. Take another full breath here in this full body twist. Feeling both shoulder blades relaxing on the ground. And looking back up, we'll draw the knees towards the center. Let yourself drop your knees over to the opposite side. And of course, you could always wrap your leg on top of the other if you need more of a twist. Just notice, again, always noticing, taking a look over that left shoulder. And again, arms can be out to a T or right hand can rest on that thigh, that right thigh. And again, imagine, visualize that breath moving in and out, sending blood and nutrients to that spine. Beautiful. Looking back up with the head, we'll bring those knees to the center, drawing them in. And from here, you have a choice. You can either raise those legs up, taking a moment here to breathe, and letting the heart take a break as the blood releases down the legs, resetting your nervous system. Or, if it feels better to take the outside soles of the feet for a full happy baby, feel free, finding what feels good for you today, applying a little pressure to those feet if you are in happy baby, and taking a nice, still happy baby or a rock from side to side. You can rock your baby. But wherever you are, maybe a combination of poses is fine too. Allow yourself to take 3 more breaths wherever pose you're in. Feeling the body settling on the earth. Both shoulder blades flush to the mat. From here, if the legs are up, we'll bring them down, bringing the soles of the feet together to touch. Hips opening to the side, gentle. And if this is too much, you can release your feet out a little bit more. That might feel a little less intense. We'll take one hand on that lower belly, one hand on the heart as we breathe here. Calling to mind 3 things we're grateful for. Whatever comes to mind, visualizing them and feeling grateful. Beautiful. Maybe your eyes are closed. You can Let them float open. You can keep your hand on the heart and the other on the belly if you like here, or arms can come to the sides. As we begin to straighten the legs, and maybe, oh, sorry, Yoda, they can come out a little bit wider than mat's distance or about mat's width. Letting the feet flop over, letting the arms come to the sides, palms up or down for more grounding. As you begin to let go of the tension in the arms and the legs. Let go of the tension in your feet and your toes. Let go of any tension in the pelvis, releasing it. The torso releases. The shoulders release down into the earth. Skull begins to feel heavy as it releases on the ground. Face softens. Maybe the tongue falls back and from the roof of the mouth as the jaw releases. Maybe the eyes close down or a soft gaze outward. Letting your breath move naturally through your body. I can hear Yoda breathing. We get very still and let everything go. It is through rest that we recharge, that we are able to move on. A little more energy. And as you lay here, you can hit the pause button on your recording here, your video, so that you could stay here a little longer if your body's calling for it. Or you can begin to deepen your breath. Maybe slowly, ever so gently moving the head from side to side. If that feels good, maybe wiggling the fingers and the toes. Maybe stretching the arms overhead for a full body stretch and the legs in the opposite direction. You can begin to make some small movements if that feels good, or take a couple more moments of stillness. And when you're ready, you can draw one knee in to your chest, and then drawing the other knee in, taking a little rock from side to side on your back. Letting yourself roll over gently to one side. Taking a breath here in a fetal position, making a pillow for your head. And then drawing yourself up very slowly with one hand, pushing into it. Coming to a comfortable seated position on the mat. Arms reach up one more time. Inhaling and then exhaling your hands together and down. Bringing the thumbs to the third eye. We'll bow. Thank you for joining me. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. And again, thank you for joining me with Yoda on the mat for yoga today. May you have a wonderful day. Hopefully your day is better. Try to subscribe so that you could join Yoda and I in our next video, or maybe try one of the different ones. Thank you again so much, and have a great day. Bye. Gonna stretch too, sweetheart? Yeah. Did you have a nice stretch with us? Yeah. I know, we're all done. We're all done. Yeah. You gonna stretch? Yeah. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day.